I welcome you all in my second lecture of this Unit 5, Primary Manufacturing Processes. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about a pattern and allowances in pattern. So, before this lecture, we came to know about the casting process and different components and terminology that we use in casting process. The one thing that we use in casting process, which is very important, is pattern. And we all know that pattern is nothing but a model or replica of object that we want to cast. And now we are going to know about the different kind of patterns and the allowances that we provide to the pattern to avoid the dimensional differences. So first of all, we should know the function of pattern. This is the basic definition of pattern. You should go through this. Pattern is a model or replica of the object to the cast. It is the larger in size as compared to the final casting because it carries certain allowances due to metallurgical and mechanical reason. For example, shrinkage allowances is the result of metallurgical phenomena, whereas machining, draft, distortion, scale, sale, and other allowances are provided on the patterns because of mechanical reasons. Now, these are the functions of patterns. The pattern prepare a mold cavity for the purpose of making cast, and the pattern may contain projection according to the product what we want to cast, and the pattern properly made and having finished and smooth surface, so that we can have a better surface finish on our final cast product. Now, before choosing the material, we should know what kind of product we desire and what are the material is suitable for the pattern. Basically, we use wood, metal, steel, and other kind of material for the pattern purpose. And before choosing the pattern, we should have these points in our mind that pattern should be light weighted. It should have property like strong, hard, and durable, resistant to water and abrasion, resistant to corrosion and chemical reactions. It should also have the dimensional stability, and it should be available at low cost. So these are the things that we should keep in mind before choosing any pattern or before designing any pattern. Now there are many different kind of patterns we use in casting process. These are the few examples of patterns that we use in casting process. So first one is single piece pattern. This is the example of single piece pattern. Single piece pattern is the simplest pattern in a solid form, and it has only single component. This is basically used for very basic kind of product or cast. Second one is two piece pattern. Two piece pattern is a combination of two patterns and that is similar to each other, and it is joined by a midline. It is a two piece pattern. Okay. Now the third one is gated pattern. Gated pattern is used where we want same kind of product. So these were the kind of patterns and these were the kind of different allowances that we use in our casting process. So till now we have covered casting process and the pattern and its allowances. Now in next lecture we will start with forging process. Thank you. Same kind of product in high numbers or in more numbers, and the shape of that product is in symmetrical form and in simple form. So this is the example of gated pattern, where we want this circular kind of product in more numbers. Like here we have 4 and 4, it means 8 products are there, and by using single gating system we can cast this 8 components in a single casting. So there we use gated pattern. Now the multi-piece pattern. If we have a component of the pattern, if we have more than two component in a pattern, that is a multi-piece pattern. This is basically used for a complex design. Now the match plate pattern. This is a match plate pattern. The basic difference between match plate pattern and two-piece pattern is this plate that lies between the two pieces, two holes. And now the skeleton pattern. Skeleton pattern is nothing but it is basically used where we want some hollow kinds of structure, and we want some kind of skeleton around the hollow space. There we use a skeleton pattern. Now the sweep pattern. Sweep pattern is used where we want a symmetrical object around its axis. So there we use sweep pattern. This is a pattern used, and we just rotate it to create the similar kind of arrangement, similar kind of design and features around the axis. So this is the sweep pattern. So these were the basically the different kind of patterns that we use in casting process. Now the pattern allowances that we provide in pattern design and pattern manufacturing. Um, there are five kind of allowances. The first one is shrinkage or contraction allowance. Second one is machining or finish allowance, draft allowance, distortion, and sake allowance. Now we will go to this all allowance point wise. Now the first allowance is shrinkage allowance. So we all know that if a molten metal gets solidified, its volume decreases. Generally, its volume decreases, and this is called the shrinkage. So now this is the graph of cooling graph. This is a cooling graph. It's showing that from here the liquid starts cooling. The temperature is coming down in this direction, and this is the time. So first of all, the liquid will cool down till some temperature, and at this some temperature, phase transformation will start. And we all know that at during phase transformation, the temperature will be constant. So during this process, some volume will decrease. During this process, also some volume will decrease. So what is liquid and solidification shrinkage? It refers to the reduction of volume when the metal changes from liquid state to solid state. Okay, so it means from this point to this point. Okay, from this point to this point where volume is decreasing is called liquid and solidification shrinkage. After this point, the metal will be converted into solid, but again the temperature is decreasing and shrinkage is also happening here. So now in solid state, it refers to the reduction in volume caused when metal loses temperature in solid state, and this is called solid shrinkage. And this shrinkage can be avoided by providing the pattern allowances. And the above one, the liquid and solidification shrinkage can be avoided by providing riser. If you remember in previous slide when we discussed about the casting arrangement, where in diagram we have a riser, and I mentioned that riser is a reservoir. So basically the role of riser is to provide the excess molten metal to avoid this linkage, liquid and solidification shrinkage. Now the machining allowance. A casting is given an allowance for machining because casting get oxidized in the mold, and during heat treatment scales are formed. And to avoid the dimensional differences, we need to provide this machining allowances so that we can, if we remove the oxidized portion from the surface, the dimension will not change, and the dimension will be same that we desire to have in our cast product. So this is why we provide the machining allowances. Now, how much extra metal or how much machining allowance will be provided? It basically depends on these three factors: nature of metals, size and shape of casting, the type of machining operation to be employed for. Now, the draft and taper allowance. Basically, this kind of allowance is provided in form of angle, degree, and it is given to all surface perpendicular to the parting line. Draft allowance given so that the pattern can be easily removed from the molding material tightly packed around it without affecting the mold cavity. So this is the main reason. Consider if you want a rectangular shape like this, the dotted line is here, and it will be quite difficult to remove this pattern without affecting this mold. So to avoid this damage, we provide a tapper here. This is the tapper, and this is the angle. This angle is termed as the draft allowance, and by providing this angle, we can remove the product easily from the mold without affecting the mold. So that this is why we provide draft and tapper allowance. Now the distortion or cambered allowance. We all know if we have some certain material, and if we heated that material, and after cooling down we can see the some shape of that material get distorted. Same thing happen in casting also, and to avoid this distortion we provide some distortion or cambered alloyance. Distortion and cambered alloyance is nothing, basically we provide some kind of distortion in the opposite direction that occurs while the cooling of that material. For example, you can see here the first part is the desired shape that we need, and the second part casting produced with distortion. If we don't provide any kind of alloyance, the product will be like this, but we want the product will be like this. That's why we provide a negative alloyance that is opposite of this distortion, and this is called the camber alloyance. And this is how we can avoid this distortion. Now the sake alloyance, sorry, it should be pattern here, there is a mistake. A pattern is shaken or wrapped by striking the same with the wooden piece from side to side. This is done so that the pattern is a pattern a little is loosened in the mold cavity and can be easily removed. And this is why we use shake alloyance. And if we in return therefore wrapping enlarges the mold cavity, which result in a bigger size casting. That's why we say this shake alloyance is a negative alloyance, because during shaking the volume of that mold cavity increases, and we don't want to increase that volume, right? We want the dimensional accuracy. That's why we provide some negative